For unto which of the angels said he at any time, when did God ever say to an angel, thou art my son? Never. This day have I begotten thee? Never. And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. He never told an angel that. And I think verse 13 and 14. But to which of the angels said he at any time, sit on my right hand? Never. Until I make thine enemies thy footstool? Never. And then listen to what it says. Are they not all ministering spirits? Angels are servants. They are to minister. Sent forth to minister. The word for minister is to serve. To minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation. Who's an angel assigned to? Heirs of salvation. People who will inherit salvation. So from the time you have given your life to God, God assigns an angel to you. That is why, while you are not a Christian, please visit your Obeah, because you will need him. Once you have become a Christian, please tell the Obeah, I no longer need you. I have an angel assigned to me, because I'm now an heir of salvation. That's why Christians should not be dealing up in necromancy, witchcraft, hypnot-pocus, cominochas. Left all them things alone, because God himself has assigned an angel. So let me show you how powerful this is. Remember, the Bible said that Jesus is the firstborn Son of God, right? And he's greater than the angel, the Bible said. So God has a son who is the firstborn, who's greater than an angel. So it says, and that I just will quote that for those who record it, Romans chapter 8 verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. So he's the firstborn. But hear it. But as many as received him, who is he talking about? You and me. For as many as received him, I'm now down to John chapter 1 verse 12 and 13. I know I'm running a little bit fast, but all right. John chapter 1 verse 12 and 13. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. Now if Jesus is higher than the angel, and Jesus is the firstborn, and he says he has given those of us who receive God power to become the sons of God, what are we to the firstborn? Brothers. Right. So if therefore the son is higher than the angel and he's the firstborn, then that means we are what? Higher than the angels. But I want to just put in a little caveat there. We are higher than the angels. Therefore, that is why we should not serve the lesser. We should serve the greater. Right. So therefore, this is why the angel ministers serves us. That's why we now become the sons of God. And therefore, which will become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. So therefore, but let me tell you, while we are sons, we are higher than the angels. But listen to this. That counters that. Psalm chapter 8, verse 4 and 6. 4 through 6. We have that, Psalm 8, 4 through 6. Do we have any questions so far? Is it making sense, people? Right. I tell you all, we're going deeper this year, and I did promise you all anytime you miss in worship and Bible class, you shall regret it. Yeah? Because you're going to miss out some powerful lessons because we are going much deeper than we used to. Psalm chapter 8, 4-6. What is man that thou art mindful of him? And the Son of Man that thou visitest him. That is you and me. How come you're bothering up with man? For thou hast made him what? A little lower. But we just said we were higher. How come we lower now? You have made him a little lower than the angels. How come we are a little lower? Anybody can tell me? Outside, okay. All right. Outside of accepting God, we are lower. Anybody else? Okay. All right. So we'll explore all of that. Any other? Well, I know the Facebook people didn't hear you, but what was said? One was saying that outside by Christ, we are lower, and you were saying that right, okay, all right. Here's what. Angels are spirits.
Thank you.
They are ministering spirits.
That's right.
You and I have flesh and blood.
That's right.
So we are a little lower than the angels because we will die.
Yes.
Angels never does dead. Yes? So that is the grounds that we are a little lower than the angels. Angels never get married nor given in marriage. We get married and given in marriage. Why? Because we have gender, male and female. Angels are genderless. They cannot get into a relationship with each other. So they do not multiply. But they are always quoted in the masculine. Yeah? Go with me? They will never die and they never multiply. If there were 10 angels created in the beginning, since in Genesis, there are still 10 angels only around. Yes.
When we look at Genesis, it is said that the sons of God came unto the daughters of men.
Yes.
And they had children.
Mm-hmm.
And we have individuals who say that those that were considered to be sons of God
Mm-hmm.
were angels.
Okay.
And since angels are genderless,
Mm-hmm.
then we can see that this proverb cannot be true.
Right. That's right. And this, God's word never contradicts itself.
That's right.
Right? So, angels never had sex with humans.
Yeah.
You see, they don't need that pleasure. So we write that off. So, that is how he has made us a little lower than the angel and has crowned us with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under a man's feet. Yeah. So, once we have become saved, our rank has changed. So, one of the things that angels do for us is that they bring us good news. Second, here's what angels do. Angels protect you. This is why I'm saying you don't need all of this simmy-dimmy. You could afford not to go to no graveyard in the night, midnight. You go to God and you ask God for your protection. Now don't get carried away. You are not in charge of angels. I hear some people ordering angels around and giving angels instructions and so on. No. The angels are sent by God to protect you. Never yet have we seen where we talk to an angel and instruct an angel. We speak to God through Jesus Christ only. That's the only route. And God is going to now instruct. So let's say, to protect. The Bible says in Psalm chapter 34. Let's try 6 to 8 and then we try verse 19. 6 to 8 and then verse 19. This poor man cried. You and I sometimes cry and we bawl, poor me. This poor man cried, and the Lord did what? Heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. Who saved him? The Lord saved him out of all his trouble. Listen to what he says. The angel of the Lord. So, even though the poor man cried and God saved him, the angel of the Lord encamped round about them that fear him and delivers them. Angels protect you and deliver you from the troubles that you are going through. Now, we recently had the visit of our first female president, official visit to Tobago at the assembly. When the president is there and she's mingling, the president, come brother, come my boy, let me get one more person to come here. Come join. The Bible says, the angel of the Lord encamp round about them that fear him. Now, angels are not for everybody. It encamps round about them who what? Fear him. It's not for everybody. So this is what I noticed that they constantly happened. When she's talking to people here, he stands here. He stands here. He stands here. But his face is never watching the president. They are watching for anybody who's going to humbug the president. They encamp around her. This is called, in the US, when they do that with the president, a bubble. So they create a bubble around the president. When she moves, they move. So that's the bubble. And sometimes your aide is going to be in front of there. So you are never, she's always encamped around. And when you try to get close and people try to shake their hand, you need to get permission to shake her hand. Because she's encamped around. What the Bible says is, when you cry, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and will deliver him from his troubles. The angel of the Lord is going to encamp around him, those that fear him, and will deliver them. The people around the president have sworn to give their life to protect the president. You ever watch some of those movies? That somebody shoots the president and the person jumps in front of the bullet and take it? You have to get real money to do a thing like that. But that's the level of commitment. You change your mind now, you know? I just want to show you how when there are people who are on your side that you don't even know, God has sent to help protect you. The people who were there did not recognize some of these people there. They thought they were part of the crowd and bypassed them trying to get to the president, because except for their darkers in some cases, you ignore them. So sometimes there are people that are there to be on our side, and sometimes the people who are supposed to be for us, we treat them badly. not recognizing that they may be angels there to protect us. Are we on board? Yes. Give the gentleman a round of applause. Thank you very much. You look at go back there. So your check is in the mail. So the angel of the Lord encamps around them that fear him. And this is why he says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusted in him. Many are the afflictions of the righteous." The righteous will go through plenty troubles, you know. But the Lord delivers who? The righteous. The Lord delivers the righteous out of them all. This is why when people leave the Lord because of the troubles they are going through, follow me here now, people, because I'm mounting to a point. When people leave the Lord, stop follow God, stop attend church because of all the problems they are going through, they are exposing themselves to the enemy. You've got to stay in the Lord during the time you are being troubled, because your angels will encamp you while you are with the Lord. So while she is president, they will encamp around her. If she resigns from the presidency, the bubble is removed. Hello? So she has to get security. All right. Let's run down to Psalm chapter 91, verse 9 and 11. Psalm 91, 9 to 11. Here's what the Bible says. "Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Because you have made the Lord your refuge." Those are people who have surrendered themselves to God once again. "And because you have made God your habitation," that's where you reside. That's what habitation means. "There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels" what? Charge, instructions, assignment to keep thee in all thy ways. You understand me? So as long as you have made God your refuge, as long as God is your habitation, God said no evil will befall you. Now, he never said evil would not come your way, you know. Yeah, well, because I'm a Christian, evil wouldn't come near me. No, let me tell you, evil will still come, but evil will not befall you. You will be able to withstand evil. And when it comes, it has only a distance to come within you. And so the Bible says, "There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." So it will come, but it cannot invade where you reside. "For he shall give his angel," not me. I am not going to say, "Lord, bring down angels. Angels, come here," and so on. God will give them that assignment. He shall give them charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Running. How many have I given you so far? 2. Third responsibility of angels is to get rid of your enemies. Chase them. Hello? Anybody have any enemies that they need some working on? Hello? All of us have some people that drive us up the wall. Some people who test our faith. Some people who rub us the wrong way. Some people who make it hard for us to love. The angel's responsibility is to chase enemies away and persecute them. This is why don't waste time taking revenge on your enemies. Hello? The Bible says, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Right. And who mistreat you. Right. Because why? He has given the angels that responsibility to handle them. Just let them do their work, because you cannot do their work as well as they can. So when people do you evil, this is why my mother used to say, I'll leave you in the hands of God. Now you understand why they used to say that? Yeah, they were wise people. I'll leave you in the hands of God, because they know this is not for me to do. The Bible says, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. There are some people who really, really need God to deal with them. So, Psalm 35, 1 to 6. Psalm 35. Plead my cause, O Lord. This is almost like a lawyer going and advocate in a court. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the war against them that persecute me. He's asking, the troubles that I see in front of my enemies, God bail me out, please. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Confuse everybody who look into to bring harm to me. Let them be as a shaft before the wind. And here's what? And let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery. Not only dark, but let them run in the dark while your angel chasing them, and put some oil on the ground. You understand? So that they will fall and not rise up again. Let it be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. That's the purpose of angel. So half of your work done. Don't mess with your enemies. Leave your enemies alone. Angels will persecute them. Angels will chase them, and chase them in darkness. You know, one of the things when men came to interfere with guests that came to visit Lot, you all remember that story? They were homosexuals, and they asked, bring out the men that came to you. Those men were angels. And they said, bring out the men that came to you. The angels grabbed Lot, haul him back inside of the house, and say, stand back, we will now take it from here. Hello. What did he strike them with? Fasting, blindness. That's why, darkness. That is why, just believe God. Just leave things to God. Stop headaching yourself so much. Stop talking so much about your enemies. Stop talking so much about what they're doing to you and so on, because God handling that. Yes. And so therefore he says, the angel of the Lord will persecute them. All right, let's move along. 4. There are things that keep you back from serving God, that the angels are there to remove it, to allow you to be able to serve God properly. This is why when we make so many excuses why we can't serve God, why we can't live a good Christian life, you probably have not put your issue to God to allow the angels to remove that. So, hear it. Acts chapter 5, 18 to 21. These are the people who are in prison, and laid there their hands on the apostles and put them in a common prison. But the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors. Why? They are in prison. They cannot go and do the bidding of God because they are locked away. And the angel opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go and stand and speak in where? The temple. When God releases you of your situation, he's really hoping that you will just go and do his bidding. Sometimes God bails us out of a tight spot. Follow me now. Sometimes God bail us out of a tight spot. And we never saw that God bail us out of a tight spot in order to be in a position to serve Him. Have you ever been up to your neck with bills? Have you ever been in such deep situation that you don't know when you will ever clear all these people you owe? And all the bank is how many years left for you to be able to pay? Have you ever been in that situation? Or is it just me alone have gone through this or that thing? Or you're watching me with your sanctified self? You understand me? So you've been in that situation. And God clear you out of the debt. You couldn't pay collection. You could not give to the poor. You could not help people next door to you. Whenever disaster hit people and people come and help you, you have to say, well, boy, you know, I can't do anything and so on. Bam, God clear you out. And instead of you use now your money to bless people, you go and you buy something else that puts you back in debt. And you're back in your same prison that you were released from. And sometimes, and we have to now talk about how God uses people to release us out of a prison. Angels unawares. And that's one of the purposes that God brings some angels. And I shared with you how an angel came and took me out of my own situation. When the bank was writing me and giving me how many days before they come and repossess house and so on. And bam, they changed the person there. I didn't do nothing. They just changed the person, relocate one to Trinidad, put a next one to act inside of the position. They say, hey, you know, I got this acting. I want to keep the position and so on. You willing to negotiate some money? I said, yes, I negotiate. How much you could pay us to be able to pay off? I give them a low figure. They say, we can take it. Yeah? It's an angel unaware that God sent to let me out of that prison. So, there's so much thing I want to share with you people today. All right. Right, so, he led them out of the prison and he said, go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of life. And when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. Which means they released out of prison, they went straight and did what God wanted them to do. When God releases you, just go on. Sometimes you're in a relationship that is not good. Hello? And a relationship that keeps you from honoring God because it has your life completely messed up. And then bam, God mash up the relationship. Well, say hallelujah. You understand? Because it may be because you couldn't serve God in that relationship. And so now God is releasing you. But here's what we do. Instead of we now say, okay, now I will make sure my life is straightened out and I'm back to God. We go and we get ourselves into another relationship just as messed up. One person, don't let me start preaching here now. Alright, so let's just give you probably just two more and then we close off. Angels to direct your path. Because you see, we don't know how to walk. And we need somebody to direct our path because there comes a time that we don't know what decision to make in life. I don't know how many of you have had two decisions or more than one decision and you just don't know what to do. The angel needs to help straighten us out to be able to deal with them.